Hi, my name is Josh from Padcaster. This is going to be a quick start guide for the Parrot Pro Teleprompter. This is unscripted, unprompted. I'm not reading from a teleprompter here, even though this is a video about a teleprompter. I'm going to approach this as I might if I were a customer unboxing this and using it for the first time. I'll look at this camera for the most part. I might look at that one every once in a while if I'm going into detail on something and it's not on my hands, but for the most part, what I want to do is show you what happens when you get the box, open it, unpack it, make sure you have all the parts that you need, and how to set it up, how to use it, how to pair the remote with the Bluetooth function on your phone, and how to download and use the Parrot Teleprompter app as well. It's a mouthful, so you can jump to different chapters if you know some of this and just want to know other things, but I'm going to go through the whole process right now. So you get this in the mail. This is the Parrot Pro Teleprompter box. You can see when you unwrap it that it comes in a plastic wrapper and it comes in an EVA case as well. So I'm going to take this box, get this out of the way, and then open up the EVA case. And you open it up here, and you'll see that it is in a foam cutout. The Parrot Pro Teleprompter is in another plastic wrap here, and here it is folded up. And what we'll do is we're going to unpack everything and put it on the table just to make sure that you have everything that comes with it. I'll describe it here. So it's the Parrot Pro Teleprompter. Comes with a flap to protect the back from dust. In this upper zipper compartment, you're going to find a couple other accessories. This is the cleaning kit. This is a cleaning cloth, microfiber cloth, and also a brush to keep it clean also. This is the Parrot Bluetooth remote control. We'll go into getting the batteries installed in that and getting that attached and paired as well. These are two securing straps for using larger iPads or external monitors on the Parrot Pro. We'll get to that as well. And then it comes with a little card. I think this is a warning about the battery. Yep, this is just a battery warning card. You can keep that in there. And then this is a little fabric pouch that contains the 6 different mounting rings, and I'll go through those as well. But for the most part, this is what you get in the Padcaster Parrot Teleprompter kit. The Parrot Pro, the remote, securing straps, cleaning kit, 6 lens mounting rings, and the EVA case. So I'm going to start by going through the process here. You take the flap off the back of the Parrot Pro, pull that out. I usually just keep it in the EVA because for me, it's going to be on my camera for the most part, and I won't really be taking it off that much. I'm going to take the EVA case, put it down here for now. I'm going to be reaching around a lot too. I got a lot of toys and accessories back here, but right now we'll go through the mounting rings that come with the Parrot Pro Teleprompter. So it comes with 6 of the most popular rings. We also sell a ring expansion kit if you have a camera that has rings that are outside of this diameter range. It's got a 52, a 55, a 58, a 67, a 77, and an 82. So any camera that you're using, a DSLR lens or an interchangeable lens camera that has a lens diameter of any of these sizes, you're good right out of the gate. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you this DSLR right here. It's an oldie but a goodie, A7S. This lens happens to have a 52 millimeter lens diameter or filter thread. You can see that by looking here. Where is it? Right there it is. It's on different places and different lenses. On this particular lens, I'll point it toward that camera, there's a circle with a line through it and then a number following it. That's just to indicate what the filter thread or lens diameter is, and that will tell you what lens mounting ring to put on your camera. So this says 52. I will go and find my 52 millimeter lens mounting ring, and I'll take the rest of these. I'm just going to put them back in the pouch, save them for later. And then this is where the fun begins. This is the easy part. You just thread the lens mounting ring onto the end of your lens. Threads right in there. Wait for it to stop. You don't have to screw it in too tight. I don't want anybody to break their lenses, but it should fit right in there. And then you take the Parrot Pro Teleprompter, and it has this groove right here that fits that. This is the whole magic of the Parrot Pro, and what makes it so easy is you just take the Parrot Pro, I'll even turn it at the side so you can see, you match up the groove with the ring, slide it down, and it pops right on. If you want to support the underside of your lens, that's totally fine. I might do that if I had a zoom lens on there or something with some electronics. This is a cheap 50mm lens. Not that I don't care about it, but it's not going to get hurt by this. But if you want to support the bottom of the lens when you pop it on, that's fine too. I want to go over some of the things that you should know about in terms of how it works, because the tray that holds the phone is actually the lid and cover for the Parrot Pro. It closes here, keeps dust out, but it also deploys out and then holds your phone. It's tightened by these two GoPro knobs here. You can loosen them and tighten them. And also it has this mount right here. So this is a large dial with a 1/4-20 thread. That means that if you wanted to mount the Parrot Pro onto another stand or a tripod and just put it in front of your camera and set it there, and rather than having it as this sort of integrated system, you could do that too. But it also provides some functionality. If you loosen this dial and then you bring the Parrot Pro tray down, you'll see there's a rubber gasket in here. That's to keep dust out, but if you loosen the knob, the action on this should be it'll take some getting used to, but it's supposed to ride pretty tight. You don't want this thing to be too loose and flappy, but it goes in and out, and depending on the size phone that you have that you're using as your teleprompter, you slide it in and you capture the phone. I'll show you how to do that too. So there are two tabs in here, one in the front that flips up and one in the back. If I can get my finger on it, there it is. So once those two tabs are deployed, you can take your phone. I'm going to open up the teleprompter app. Once I find out what the password is, I'm not going to tell anybody how easy to guess that password, but the Parrot Teleprompter app, and I'll go into that in a little bit, has all your scripts in it. And if you tap the script, turn it on its side, I want to make sure that this is oriented the proper way. Is that upside down or right side up? I can't even tell. That makes sense. That way, if your phone is resting against the back tab here, you can slide the tray shut until it catches the phone. Try to avoid the volume button so you don't actually ask Siri to accidentally buy you something on Amazon. Then tighten the knob underneath here, and that will keep it secure. And actually, that's it. This Parrot Pro is set up and rolling text right now. The app, I'll explain the remote here, but you can do it just by touching it. It'll start it and stop it. But you can see here, you can orient it properly. I think that's straight. Can't tell because I'm not looking at a monitor today. But the text will be rolling here. You can change the speed, the text size. And this is essentially how easy it is to set up the Parrot Teleprompter, Parrot Pro. Like I said, the cleaning kit will wipe dust off. I can even open this up because the phone we're using today is a little dirty. And this is a smaller phone. So what you can do is also use much larger phones. That's part of the reason that we developed the Parrot Pro. So this is a much smaller phone, but you can use the biggest phones out there, the Pro Maxes and gigantic Samsungs. And I'll even show you how to use bigger things like external monitors, iPad minis and whatnot. As a matter of fact, I can do that now. And then after I kind of show you these different things, I'll go into how to pair the remote and how to download and use the app as well. But this is it. You're ready to rock in a couple minutes. And that's with me blathering on for a couple minutes too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the phone out, loosening this dial, sliding this out, taking the phone out here. And if I want to use something larger, I'm going to take this tray and extend it all the way out. And then I can use the back tab, or I can just let it rest against the body of the prompter. For these purposes, I'm actually going to put this tab down, and I'm going to take, this is an iPad mini. This is something that we recently learned would work, and it actually works quite well. So I'm going to mirror the text here on the app, and I believe, now you can loosen and tighten these GoPro knobs and have it sitting up because the way it opens is a little bit wider than 45 degrees. That was done as much to clear out, like if you're using a really wide 24mm lens or something, you won't see the edge of your phone here. Even more of something you want to think about if you're using a longer iPad mini or an external monitor. But these securing straps are specifically designed that for a little bit of a belt and suspenders approach. If you want to have something like this on, you're probably going to want to make sure that even though it's sitting there, it might be on a tripod all the time and it's never going to move. Even if that's the case, you can wrap these around the edge of the iPad mini and over that GoPro knob right here. make sure that it doesn't snap off. And it's not quite centered, but pretty darn close. And then what that allows you to do is use something that's a little oversized that doesn't necessarily fit in between the two tabs, like a phone that's much thinner, but it gives you something like this where you can use a much larger display. I've used 7-inch monitors as well, and you can have it in here. It's not going to go anywhere, and you can plug it in to your computer and feed it from another program or something like this. It's just running the Parrot app as well. So I think that's running the text. Yes, seems like it's running it okay. All right, so that's the basic functionality of the Parrot Pro Teleprompter. The problem of doing things live is you mess up and it's here forever. But what I'll do now is I'm going to show you how to use the Bluetooth remote and the app as well. This is the remote box. I'm going to unpack it and show you everything that comes in it. I'm actually going to leave this on there because it's a little bit bigger and it'll be easier to see in the close-up how all the functions work. I'm not even going to take it out. But let's go into this remote box real quick and open it up. Comes with a silica gel pack. Don't eat that. There's another battery warning label in there. The battery itself, that comes in a little baggie and it's already set up into the battery tray. I'm going to take that out. I'm going to kind of put everything back into the box as well. And this is the Parrot remote itself. So once everything's back in the box, I can put that away here. And I'm going to take the remote, and you can see it's fairly straightforward. It's got the OK button for start, stop. You can connect via Bluetooth here, turn it on, off. That return helps you navigate the menus. This is to jump up and down on your text, and this is to go slower and faster, which we'll see in a second. So let me put the battery in here. You want to have the positive plus side up, slide it in like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out of the Parrot app here and go into my settings. I'm going to even tilt this down. Maybe you can see it a little bit better. How's that? Okay. So to pair the remote, first you want to turn it on and you hold the power button down until you see the red light. Usually about 3 seconds. There it goes. It's on. And then I'm going to go into Bluetooth and turn Bluetooth on. And then I'm going to hold down the connection button here. And it's flashing. And Bluetooth remote controller pops up. And then let's see if it pairs. Okay, and it's going to ask me if I want to pair the remote. I'm pairing the remote. And it's connected. Okay, so I'll go back into the Parrot app. And with a paired remote, I should be able to hit the OK button. That'll start the text. And then hit it again to start and stop. If I want it to go faster, I can hit the right arrow, it goes faster. I can hit the left arrow, and it goes slower. If I want to jump up in my text, say I missed a line and I want to jump up a little bit, or if I want to jump down to the next thought, I can jump up and I can jump down, and then I can start and stop. I actually personally, I like going into the menu on the screen. Sometimes it's a little, on a phone, it can be a little bit smaller, so it's a little harder to see. That's why I kept the iPad mini on here, so it was a little bit easier to see the menus. But this remote will actually navigate out into your base menus, and you can go into navigate the script, hit the OK button, and then start playing it again. If you had multiple scripts, you could actually cycle through all the different scripts that you have in your Parrot Teleprompter app, and then select it, go into it, go out of it, and you can even change the font size and the scrolling speed with this remote. Like I said, I like going in there and setting it on screen and just using the sliders, but it's something that if you want to do with the remote, you absolutely can. So the last thing I'll do is I'll show you the Parrot Teleprompter app. Now, we've downloaded it already from the App Store. Obviously, we're using it, but it's that little icon there. And once you go into Parrot Teleprompter, I'm going to go out into the root menu. Actually, let me quit out, and let's pretend that we just got started with it. What happens is it loads all the scripts when it opens up the menu. So if you have the Quickstart guide just comes as a default. That's always in there. And when you install the app onto your device, it actually is going to drop a folder into your Dropbox account if you have one. So if you already have a Dropbox account and it's connected, a little folder called Apps and then Parrot Pro will just automatically be dropped in there. That's so you can sync your Dropbox scripts back and forth. So in this root menu here, if I tap this little hamburger menu right here, let me get this out the way to do that. It has a connect to Dropbox option. I'm not going to log in here. It's going to just take too long, but it'll just prompt you to log into your Dropbox account, and it'll automatically sync all the files that are in your Dropbox account in that apps folder, in that Parrot Pro Teleprompter folder with this app. So it'll just appear in there. So a little bit of a word of advice for what I like to do, at least. You can do however you like, but with me, if I use Microsoft Word or some other word processing program or word program, sometimes I get weird text artifacts or weird characters when I import it into Dropbox and have it come up here. To avoid that, I usually use something like TextEdit, a very basic writing program. I write it and then I clear all the formatting out of the document. And then I take that file, which is usually like a .txt file or RTF file, something very basic. I put that in my Dropbox folder. And when it comes in here, it usually doesn't have any weird characters at all. It's just text after all. So it really shouldn't be anything, you don't want anything in there that you're not typing. That's helped for me at least. So once I put those in the Dropbox, it will sync in here and you'll have all those scripts in here. Now, if you write scripts, which you can do, you can actually go in here and you can compose a script by hitting the plus sign. You can write a new script. And if you write a new script and then save it, it will actually sync with Dropbox and then another copy will appear on your computer. So it goes both ways, from your computer to the app, from the app to your computer as well. So I'm not going to save this because I don't want it. But like I said, it comes with the Quickstart guide automatically, and then the app gives you these different controls here. You can see them. Whoop. Well, my rubber band came off, but it's better for this so that you can see what's going on the side. It's got different English or Spanish language connect to Dropbox. It's got scrolling options like the text size, the scrolling speed, the margins if you want to squeeze it in a little bit more, mirror mode, which is on now, because if you want the text to appear right side up, it has to be mirrored on the iPad. And then it also has a toggle marker that'll give your eye a line in the center of the display here so that you can sort of be reading along the center of the text. And it'll loop the script. So if you get to the end of the script and you want it to start over again, it'll do that rather than just stop. It'll lock the orientation of the device. And then it'll also let you choose font color and background color. I'm always using white text on black. Some people like to use yellow text because it's a little easier in the eyes. That's completely up to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out. Those securing straps just go crazy. And I'm going to put the phone back in. Those are just the basic functions of the Parrot Pro, the Parrot app. For iOS and Android, actually. You can download it for on an iOS device or an Android device. And I'm going to put this in here. And also the remote functionality of the Parrot Pro so that you can use your Bluetooth remote and control your script. I'm going to load this in here. Make sure it is right side up. I think it is. Hard for me to see these things. I'm going to loosen the knob on the bottom again. I'm going to pull this in tight. I'm going to tighten this back down. I'm going to cancel the emergency call and I'm going to turn it back on. I'm going to make sure this script is running. And I'm going to tilt this thing back up so you can see it. But there you go. Now that's it. That's the basic functions for the Parrot Pro Teleprompter, the Bluetooth remote, and the Parrot Teleprompter app. There are going to be other quick start guides coming like this one for the multifunction adapter if you want to use the Parrot Pro with a GoPro or a webcam or a point and shoot that has a lens that is retractable. There are a number of ways to mount this that aren't necessarily for a conventional interchangeable lens camera like this one. But that'll be coming soon. Please email support@padcaster.com for all of your hardware concerns, softwaresupport@padcaster.com for software concerns, and any questions, leave comments below and let us know if there's anything else you'd like to see. Thank you very much for watching, and enjoy your Parrot Pro. I forgot to show you how to put it away, so I'm back for a little coda, little extra thing. It's just as easy as setting it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take everything off, take the phone out of here. I'm going to keep this, Randy. It's my phone now. I like it. It's a little mini 12. So you can take this right off, just slide right off the lens mounting ring. I close these tabs in here. I take the giant dial down there and unscrew it, bring this all the way out, and then just close it and tighten the ring. These GoPro knobs tighten and loosen. It's more for if you want the tray to be exactly 45 degrees than it is anything else. Keeping them loose does help the action on this as it closes, but there are 2 notches in the side that do help it stay shut. And then you just keep it closed, make sure it's all the way open, and then it should be shut and keep all the dust out. And then I'm going to take my mounting ring with me. Screw that off the lens. Get rid of the DSLR. And go back to my EVA case. Take the Parrot Pro. I'm going to take this. Now, some people just take the Parrot and they throw it in a backpack. They don't put it in the case at all. Guilty. I do that all the time. Here, just because it comes with its packaging, take it, put it back in the case. Make sure all of your rings are together. There you go. They go right in there. Pull the bag shut. Put it up here. I'll take my Bluetooth remote. I'm not going to wrap it up in the box again. And I'm going to make sure that my cleaning kit is folded up. And what's that?
The slots for the remote and for the ring.
Hey, good point. So this is why when I shoot video and have the cameraman be a smart guy who knows all about the Parrot, you can see that actually you can stick the remote in this one, and you can stick rings in the other side here. So you can take the ring kit, it doesn't have to go in there, but you can also slide that up in here. It's a pretty tight fit. I actually like keeping the rings up in here, but you can keep them in the side, you can keep them in the top. I'm gonna keep them up here because I think that thing is good for a couple rings. Or if you, how about this? If you wanted to take the rings out of the bag and just keep them. But what's gonna happen is you're gonna have this thing and you're gonna open it without realizing that the rings are loose and it's going to be upside down and those rings are going to go all over the place. I don't like that. So I'm going to keep my rings in the bag where they belong. They're not going to spill. I'm going to put that up in the top. I'm going to take my cloth, put it in with the cleaning pen, close that up, put that in here too. Then I can zip everything up. Again, you may just want to throw this stuff into your bag and go with it. This case is nice and protective. It does make it a little bit bigger, but it does provide a lot of shock absorption for it too. But that's it. It packs up nice. You could just pack everything into your backpack and use this as your lunchbox too, I suppose. But that's up to you. This is the Parrot Pro Teleprompter, and we'll be back with more Quickstart guides on the multifunction adapter, the Bluetooth remote, tips and tricks on how to use the teleprompter without looking like you're reading across, and tips and tricks for that. Anything else you want to learn about, please let us know in the comments. Email us at support@padcaster.com or softwaresupport@padcaster.com. Once again, this is my second ending of this video, and thank you very much for watching.